Happy New Year, my lovelies. It's 2026. I'm not going to go into the far side there, but I was tempted to. Uh, Guys, I've got so many perfumes here. Right, I'm just going to get into it. It's been cold. I'm still on holiday. Well, I mean, technically now it's the weekend. Friday was my last day of my holiday before going back to work on Monday. And because I've been at home and I haven't been like cooking all the Christmas stuff, I've just had time to wear pretty much 2 perfumes a day for quite a lot of the days. So let's look at this. I'm going to start with New Year's Eve because that's the most exciting day this week. Now then, I started with this guy because it's my favourite and I want to wear it all the time. So that's Lolita Lempicka. This is Fleur Defendue. I'll give you the notes, but you guys know what's up with this one. I'm just obsessed. Top notes: mimosa, wormwood, strawberry leaf, stem greens. Middle notes: violet, anise, peony and iris. Base notes: almond, cherry and musk. It's lush. I love it. I'm sorry if you can hear drilling. My next door neighbours, I don't know, it sounds like they're trying to build into our flat, but who knows. So then, that's what I wore during the day. And it was a very specific plan of mine to wear that, because what I wanted to wear in the evening was this beautiful baby. Okay. Look, I mean, let's see if we can Are we going to be able... I hope you can see. This is a deep, dark, bluey purple colour with a deep kind of wine red metal around it. It says Lolita Lempicka here. It's got this beautiful tassel. I mean, come on, right? I mean, I feel like you can probably hardly even see it. I hope that when this comes out you can see a little bit of it. I did put a little picture up on my Instagram if you want to see the bottle a bit better. This is Eau de Minuit Midnight fragrance from Lolita Lempicka. So as far as I'm concerned, Eau de Minuit is just a slightly warmer, slightly sweeter version, not quite as crisp as the original. So the notes that you get for Eau de Minuit: myrrh, anise and ivy. Middle notes of violet, iris and jasmine. Base notes: vanilla, resin and tonka bean. And it's just something to do with that resin and the myrrh that just makes this feel like an ever so slightly... It's slightly less musky, I'd say, slightly less sexy, and a little bit more warm and cozy in a weird way. But it's still got that magical Lolita Lempicka feel. It's still a little bit witchy. It's so gorgeous. And I knew I wanted to wear this for New Year's Eve this year. Absolutely bloody lush. Yeah, so like I said, at some point when I get time, I will make a video of all of my discontinued Lolita Lempickas, but I realise it's pretty niche for people to be interested in that. Yeah, I think the only one that I'm really after that I still haven't managed to get is the Midnight Couture. So this is the Eau de Minuit, but the Midnight Couture is the one that's got like the black leaves, and I think it's very licorice heavy, and I do like licorice, so I'm really interested in that one. But yeah, I think generally speaking, I've got all of my Lolitas that I was looking for. It's beautiful. I love it. It's totally lush. So then we can go on to... I mean, of course, I'm going to wear this when I'm at home. This was a full day, though. This wasn't the day when I wore something else and then wore this, because once I've put this on, I'm done. A one and done. I mean, of course, Mon Guerlain, one of the best perfumes ever, one of my absolute favourites. So, notes of... This is the eau de parfum, the regular eau de parfum. Top notes: lavender and bergamot. Mid notes: iris, jasmine, sambac and rose. Base notes: Tahitian vanilla, coumarin, Australian sandalwood, licorice and benzoin, and patchouli. I mean, I love licorice. Give me all the licorice, give me all the anise. I really like it in perfumes. Absolutely scrumptious. Where are we going to go from here, guys? As I said last week, I knew I was going to wear some of my favourites, so let's do those. Obviously this is one of my favourites, so let's get it out. Donna Acqua, obviously going to wear Donna Acqua. Oh my god, I want to wear my favourites weeks. It's just lush, it's beautiful, it's so fantastic. It's another almond and pear perfume. It's sweet, and actually what I was saying, I made a video. Oh, guys, I've made an empties video and a dents video, and I've also started I'm doing like a little short series for office perfumes at different price ranges. So I've been busy, and my husband and I are planning to make a little video on Sunday as well. So there's a lot coming up in 2026, guys. But anyway, when I was doing my dents, this was in there, and what I was saying and what I was thinking about was it almost has a similar sweetness to that Baccarat Rouge sweetness. It's got this kind of non-vanilla, fluffy, sugary sweetness. And it's just beautiful. Anyway, so that's discontinued. I've wore a few discontinued this week, so I'm not going to talk about them for too long. What is next? Oh yeah, let me try and get these in a sensible order, because I put one on and then I was so overwhelmed. So this is not the real bottle. This is a Sticky Dates from Lush, and I took a decant, which I thought was quite a small decant, but actually, I mean, this thing is so strong. I've just got a little thing on the bottom that says Sticky Dates. But yeah, there was not a chance in hell I would ever get through 200 mils of Sticky Dates. And to be honest, I'm not even going to get through this. I had a shower and I used the Sticky Dates shower gel, which I absolutely love. And I thought, you know what, it's really cold today. I'm just going to try the shower gel and see how I feel about it. And it was so overwhelming. I mean, I actually felt so choked out. It's just so strong. Like, I mean, I can understand why they never made a perfume version of this, because it would kill people. It's just crazy how strong this is. And I couldn't deal with it. I didn't like it. It was too sweet. It was too strong. What's in it? Caramel, benzoin, sandalwood. But it is so intense. It's like, I don't know. It's too much for me. And I'm thinking about what I'm even going to be able to do with this. So what I did was I looked around and I thought, what can I put something with this that is going to cut through it? And actually, interestingly, there's something about this perfume that I put on that cut through it quite a lot and actually became almost stronger than it after a while. So I put this guy on. Woo! Look at that. So big and absolutely gaudy as all hell. North Stag Expressions 4. I think it's called North Stag Expressions Quatre from Paris Corner. So, I mean, I was just thinking what would go well with something that smells like a really intense, very sweet, sticky toffee pudding. It was going to be citrus. Orange, I think, is a really good thing to go with that kind of thing. So I went for this one. And this is mandarin orange. In the top, middle notes of Sicilian orange and bergamot, base notes of ginger. I personally get something really kind of woody about the ginger in this, in the dry down. I think this can lean a little bit masculine on me. And so it did cut through this, and the orange was really good here. But what I will say is I think the chances are this is not going to stay with me, because I have asked my husband, because it's my birthday in January on the 21st, so I tend to ask him for one perfume for Christmas and then one for my birthday, and it's always like sale time around my birthday. So I've asked him for Mandarin Basilic, have I said that right, from Guerlain, which has been on my list for ages, but again, I'm like, it's quite expensive for such a light perfume. I have other orangey things, but that's just so good. So I think once I have that, I don't feel like I would reach for this, even though I think it's nice. But yeah, it worked quite well with this, so I think that combo was a nice one. But yeah, there's something about the ginger in this. It's not tarry, but it is very, very woody to me. It doesn't list any wood, but I feel like there's probably some wood in the base of this that I don't really love. It's definitely better in summer though. Like, I really quite enjoyed wearing it in summer. But again, if it's summer and I'm going to reach for a kind of orangey citrus, I feel like once I've got the Guerlain Acqua Gloria, that's what I'm going to go for. So, right, now, let's hop along. I'm trying to do this at speed because there's so much to talk about. So the ones I wear a lot, I'm just going to talk about quickly. Obviously, oh my God, it's so sweet. Actually, I put this on in the evening. So if I just chuck this down here and then we'll talk about the thing I had on, that I put on first thing. So, Guess Seductive Red. I just really like it. I wear it quite a lot. Let's try and... I don't know. It looks so dark today. Everything looks very dark on my screen, but it doesn't necessarily always look quite so dark when I actually put it onto YouTube. Anyway, so Seductive Red, you know it. Everyone knows about this one. Baccarat Rouge 540 light, you know, it's kind of that kind of vibe, less medicinal, less chemically, and more cherry and more almond. So cherry, almond, pink pepper, mid notes of cherry blossom, violet, magnolia, base notes vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood. It is exceedingly sweet, like sweet almost more than you could imagine, but it's lovely. I put it on in the evening because what I put on in the morning was this little sample that I said I was looking forward to testing out over the Christmas period of Cacharel's Gloria. And, well, this is the Perfume Parlour dupe of Gloria, number 224 apparently. And it's just kind of crazy how much it smells like Spiritus du Vanille. Like, it properly does remind me of Spiritus du Vanille. And yeah, I mean, it's really, really nice, and I did enjoy it. But I did start to find it a little, maybe a tiny bit cloying after a few hours. So I think I'm really happy to have this little sample, but I don't know that I'm going to bother getting like a bigger one. But the notes in here are amaretto, amber, hibiscus and Bulgarian rose, mid notes of vanilla, amber, white pepper and white flowers, base notes cherry, almond, tonka bean, styrex and cedar. So this also smells, or I should say, Awake. Is it Awake? No, not Awake. Glow from Acqua. Smells so much like this. So if you like either Spiritus du Vanille and you like the idea of that kind of dry down, but with cherries and amaretto in there, then definitely look this up, because from Perfume Parlour it's such a bargain. It's something insane, like under a tenner for a 10ml, and it's relatively strong. It lasts for ages. I was really aware I was wearing it, but particularly if you like Glow from Acqua. It's the same perfumer actually. I think they're both, what's the name of the guy? I can't remember. Oh yeah, Olivier Cresp. And I think Acqua is his own brand, right? So he's basically recreated one of his old perfumes in his own brand. And it's one of the few that I've kept the sample of from Acqua, because normally I find them really chemically, but Glow is pretty good. It smells like Double Vanille. It also was reminding me of something else, but I'm scrolling through to see whether I can see what it is, because unfortunately I've entirely forgotten. Oh, how annoying that I've completely forgotten what it reminds me of. Very specifically, when it dried down, it started to remind me of something else. I can't think what it is now. Oh. Oh, yeah, Lost Cherry. Yeah, it's kind of like if Lost Cherry and Spiritus du Vanille had a baby, you know? So it's very nice. But yeah, I think because I find it quite strong, this is quite a good size sample, so I don't feel like I need a bigger one. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. So that's Perfume Parlour's dupe of Cacharel's Gloria, or their interpretation of it. And then I wore two of these because I was struggling to decide which one I actually wanted to wear. And again, like, this is what reminded me I should do a dense video, is wearing these. So I put one on in the morning, which I thought went better because I'd used a specific conditioner. Candy Rain. I used Candy Rain from Lush, which I haven't bought the perfume of because I just, to be honest, I just can't afford it right now. There's a couple of Lush things I'd quite like, but we didn't buy Lush stuff this year because we ended up having to use our Christmas money like towards like food and other things that we'd spent this Christmas and other things that we needed. So I was just like, I'm just going to have to skip over some of the Lush stuff. But anyway, so I used Candy Rain hair conditioner. And I was thinking, what do I have that gives me a vibe of this? Candy Rain is kind of, there's a lot of sweetness and there's a tiny bit of fruitiness, but there's a lot of like nut oils and that kind of thing. So it's quite an unusual smell. But I was like, I know the kind of level of sweetness I need here. So I say kind of really too much, don't I? And I am aware of it, but it's quite hard to change that. Anyway. It's weird when I'm editing it, I'm like, can you stop saying kind of every 5 seconds? Anyway, so I went for French Lavender and Tuberose because it feels creamy in a kind of soapy way, and it does have that slight, you know, you can imagine it being a bit of a hair conditioner smell. And man, this time round wearing it, it was super floral. Like I do get a lot of lavender. It's super, super sweet, but I'm getting so much more of the tuberose nowadays, or at least I'm so much more aware of it than I was. So it actually went really, really well with my hair, and it's very cozy. It's really nice. This list, it's Vera Wang from the Embrace range, French lavender and tuberose. It normally has a square lid. So this is mandarin orange in the top, lavender and tuberose in the mid, and then base notes of vanilla and cacao. And I have actually ordered the rose and vanilla buds because I decluttered that one years ago. And now I'm re-smelling and I'm re-getting some of my more affordable old scents and testing them out again to see how I feel about them, because I feel like I like sweet perfumes in a way that I didn't used to. So I wanted to try that one out again before it disappears forever, because I don't think that one's been re-released. But I do think that this one has. I think it's the French lavender, or maybe it is the rose. There's 3 of them that are actually on the Vera Wang website. One of them is the green tea. Which I didn't like. I thought it was screechy. One of them is this one. And I don't know that Periwinkle and Iris is one of them. I can't remember. So it might be Rosebuds. But either way, anyway, I've digressed again. This is, did I even say the full set of notes? Mandarin orange, lavender, tuberose, vanilla and cacao. And I can smell that cacao. I do get the lavender. I get lots of very sugary vanilla in this. The tuberose, like I said, almost has a kind of soapy hair conditioner smell. And then you've got a little bit of that mandarin orange when you first spray it. It's very sweet. It's very pretty. But then I'd been wearing it for I don't know, half of the day. I could still smell it on my clothes. But because these are so closely related, I just really fancy this one. This is even sweeter. It's so sweet, but it's so fun. It's kind of calm. But it's also kind of fun. I think it's because it's so sugary that it's almost sparkly with it. So this is Periwinkle and Iris. I think this one smells like violet and iris. I get a lot of violet in here. So it's bergamot, mandarin orange in the top, middle notes of iris, violet, periwinkle and jasmine. I don't think periwinkle actually has a scent, but I don't know what the imagined scent is of that. Base notes, whipped cream, sugar, vanilla and benzoin. So one of the joys about this is it's an iris that doesn't make me feel a bit melancholy, because I really like iris. I have 2 expensive iris perfumes. One is the Victoria Minya Hedonist Iris. I've got a little travel spray of that one, and it got cacao in it, and it is so pretty, but it makes me feel a bit sad when I wear it. So it's I haven't quite worked out when to wear it. I also have Fleur de Peau, which also has a little bit of a kind of melancholy feel to it. I think it's very dry iris, kind of dry and earthy. I think there's iris in the other diptyque as well, Ilio, but that one has these juicy bright fruits that make it sunshiny and a bit more fun, and that one's really calm as well. So Periwinkle and Iris is super calming. But because it's so sweet and sugary, and it's got that kind of fizzy violet in there as well, it stops it from being too gloomy. And as much as I like Iris, I smell a lot of Iris perfumes, especially because the lovely Roxy has sent me so many samples, and some of them have been irisy, and I find them quite gloomy. And Roxy, actually, she sent me such a beautiful... I can't wait. When I have time, I'm going to be going through and doing some more sampling from all the samples that she sent me. She also sent me a chocolate orange, and I was I'd forgotten how amazingly delicious Terry's chocolate orange are, and then I went out and I bought some more because I finished that so quickly, and I felt bad because my husband only got two pieces of it. I said slices as if it was a real orange, but... yeah, so Periwinkle and Iris, I think, is a friendly iris. It's a cozy, pretty iris. I think you could totally wear this to weddings and stuff, but because it's so sweet, it is a cold weather perfume for me. I feel like this is a level of sugary sweetness that would totally destroy me during summer months, But yeah, so that was really fun. I haven't worn that one for ages, so that was nice. And then, what's the order of operations here? I've got too many things to fit on here. Let's talk about the bigger bottle first. So, even though this is a 30ml, this was just hitting really hard and really well this week. This is one that I wore for the full day. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. So Chopard Casmir, I have this absolutely gorgeous 30 ml bottle. I think this is one of the best bottles. And funnily enough, I actually wore this before Fragrantica put up a little article about the fact that this is the perfume. Is it Irene? Am I saying it right? Irene or Eileen from Sherlock, the lady who loves Sherlock and he loves. So on her dressing table there is a large 100 ml bottle of Chopard's Casmir, and they were talking about how some people online had been saying, why would she be wearing like this old 90s cheesy vintagey perfume? And I was like, well, this is exactly the kind of thing a lady like that would wear. This is sultry. It's sexy, it's sultry, it's very sweet, it's pretty, but it also kind of smells a little bit dangerous. There's something weird about this perfume, which I really enjoy. This is like if Far Away was an assassin, you know, from Avon. It's got a very similar feel to it. And where am I going to put this? I'm going to have to do some rejigging, my loves. Let's push these down to make space for this gorgeous bottle. Oh my, so lush. The reason I wanted this in the first place is purely because I absolutely love this bottle. I love a vintage bottle. I love flat bottles like this. Anything that has that kind of, I mean, I know we don't really use the word anymore, but these old style bottles obviously would have been described as like Oriental. The perfume would be described as Oriental back in the day. And it is a bit ambery for sure, which is I think how you describe this now. But oh my God, there's so many notes, but it's so... This is exactly the kind of thing that a very sexy lady of the night who wants to be like attractive, but there's just something a little bit dangerous about her. This is exactly the kind of thing that she would wear. I love that they used this in Sherlock. Like that, someone thought it through, you know. As the article said, like set dressing is done very specifically. Someone chose this perfume specifically, and it's so glamorous. I mean, I've only got the little bottle because I wanted to know whether I liked it enough. And realistically, I have so many perfumes, I don't need a bigger bottle. But I would love to have the big 100 ml bottle of this purely because I love this bottle. It would be absolute pride of place. And hopefully I'll have a bit more perfume storage if we move to a new place when we buy somewhere. I might have less. We'll see what I can manage. But if I can find any way to display them, then I will have this out. Because I think it's so glamorous. I love it. To be fair, I love the Far Away bottle as well. So, you know, I like that kind of old style vintage. I love anything that's round. Anyway, I've been talking for ages without telling you the notes. So we've got top notes of peach, coconut, mango, fruits and bergamot. Middle notes of geranium, jasmine, floral notes and lily of the valley. Base notes vanilla, amber, sandalwood, musk, patchouli and woodsy notes. It blows my mind that ylang ylang isn't mentioned here, because I absolutely, 100% feel like this is a ylang ylang perfume. If you've smelt Ylang in Gold by M. Micallef, you have smelt a modern aroma chemical, screechy, headachy, shearer version of Chopard's Casmir. Because, like, honestly, it smells so much like it. And when you look at the notes, you're like, yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of notes from Casmir in Ylang in Gold. Now I'm smelling it again. When this hits so hard for me. Like, when I like this, I really like it. When I don't like it, I smell it and I'm like, oh God, I can't wear that. Actually, a lot of ambery old perfumes with patchouli in are like that for me. When I'm in the right mood, I am obsessed. I could easily wear this again today. And in fact, to be honest, I might, because I haven't put my perfume on yet. I feel like where it says floral notes, that must be ylang ylang, because I mean, to me, it just fully smells like ylang ylang. So the votes here are vanilla up the top, then peach, and then amber, then sandalwood, then coconut, then mango. The patchouli is sitting in the middle, and the patchouli is not too overpowering for me, and I really don't like patchouli. I don't like fruit choulis, you know, I really struggle with patchouli. But here, I think of this as being like a sister to Tocard. Tocard's maybe a tiny bit more powdery and ever so slightly less syrupy, but it's like, that one's like bergamot, so it's got a lemony smell, and rose sitting on this kind of sandalwood, patchouli, ambery base. And this one to me is ylang ylang and peach, sitting on that patchouli, ambery, sandalwood base. Although, of course, they do both have a real big dose of like that vintage vanilla. And it's so pretty. When my husband smelt this, when we were doing one of our blind tests, he really liked it. He thought it was lovely. And I really thought he'd think it was vintage, but it's magic. So yeah, I mean, that's one that I just fully enjoyed. I look down and I'm like, I'm so sad that they don't have the flankers anymore, because look at the cool colours, like Casmir Fragrance Festival Blue, Festival Pink, Festival White, and then the Summer Breeze one as well. Like, I wonder what they smelt like. But I think this smells like Far Away. It just smells like a less chemically Far Away. And although I did say, and I have to say this actually, in case any of you are watching this and thinking you might blind buy this, firstly, it's hopefully not going to be a disaster, because you can get these little bottles. I think this cost me like £11 or something, so it's not an expensive perfume. And considering it's Chopard, that's particularly impressive. But when I first got this, and when I first sprayed it, I was like, it smells beautiful, but it also smells like it's like on a melting plastic plate or something. There's a really weird, slightly plasticky smell, which as this sat, I think that kind of dissipated a little bit after I'd sprayed it. But now it kind of has turned into less of a kind of melting plate and more of a doll head. So if you like doll heady perfumes, if you like ylang ylang and you like the idea of that kind of, it's almost like a peachy, apricot-y, mango jammy. It's like jammy, you know? Yeah, I think I said like apricot jam on a cake on a melting plastic plate is what I thought this smelled like when I first got it. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm totally going to put this on in a minute. When I sign off, I'm going to be wearing Casmir again, so I won't talk about it quite so much next week. All right, and then I've worn Skin Musk loads to bed this week because I love it and I wanted to, and so I did. So this is my Skin Musk oil. I've got a rollerball of this next to my bed so that I don't keep putting my skin on the top of this bottle. I've put it into a tiny rollerball that lives next to my bed. This is just my favourite musk. It says, what does it say for notes? It says musk, sandalwood, floral notes. This has definitely got vanilla in it as well. But this is, oh my God, this time of year, this smells like actual heaven. I find it so cosy. This is just a little bit about me and how mad I can be sometimes. So it's been pretty chilly, and our boiler has been making like whistling noises, so we need to get someone to look at it. But my feet get so cold at this time of year that when I get into bed, they always feel really cold. And I'm like, oh, how am I going to warm myself up? And sometimes in order to get to sleep, I put on like sounds, you know, like I have like a little soundscape, because generally I listen to podcasts, but occasionally I want like, you know, thunderstorm or rain or whatever. And when I want to feel warm and cozy, I put on some Skin Musk, and then I put on a sound, like a sound thing from Spotify that's like a kind of roaring fire. And that helps me like imagine that I've got my feet near a little fire, and then it helps me go to sleep. Is that mad? Am I a mad person? Anyway, I find that really helpful, but this is so cozy. Now, you know, I like lavender perfumes for bed a lot of the time, but this is my ultimate cozy. Like, lavender's super calming and quite cozy, but this is like home. This is like the smell of my home, if my body was my home. So yeah, on the nights when I haven't been spraying Twilight on my bed or wearing Chill Out, which I forgot to grab actually, but I've worn Oriflame Chill Out loads recently as well. But Skin Musk, this is so beautiful. I love it. I buy it from Fragrance X and have to get it shipped over from America because I've never seen it in the UK, well, not for a decent price anyway. And then just to finish up, as I said, I've been trying stuff that I have had and I've decluttered, or things that I have little samples of or little miniatures of. And this is one that remained in my collection. This is a Boum perfume from Jeanne Arthes. And this one is Candyland. And this is a perfume that I thought was quite nice. Like, I had this and I had a couple of the other really sweet ones from the Boum collection, which I ended up kind of giving away. But this one I never got rid of, so I've still got this. So I wore this. I wanted to test it out because, as I said, now that I know I like Pink Sugar and Choco Musk, which are two things that I found way too sweet before, and too vanillic and just too sugary overall. I've been wanting to try things out that I couldn't wear before because I thought they were too sweet. Candyland, I'm just going to put this one here, this tiny little baby, which is getting totally... I'll put it somewhere you can actually see it. Let me put it there. Sort of can see it, eh? So this is what the actual bottle looks like. You can still get Candyland. They still make this one. So Candyland. The notes in this are... top notes of milk, blackcurrant, mandarin orange. Middle notes of toffee, melon and orange blossom. Base notes cotton candy, vanilla, musk and sandalwood. So it was very interesting wearing this one again, because when I've talked about this before, I have said, and I do still feel the same way, this does have a little bit of a crossover with Victor and Rolf's Bon Bon, which is a perfume that I don't really love. There's elements of it that I think are quite nice, but I find it a little bit sickly, a little bit cloying. There's something about it I can't quite jive with. And I think maybe that's just me and Victor and Rolf generally. I don't really enjoy their perfumes that I've smelt. I don't think the house is for me. But wearing it this time, this was intriguing because this ended up on my skin smelling like a mixture of Bon Bon with a little kind of hint of Stella Pop, which I wasn't expecting. But there's something about the florals and the sweetness in this, even though it says it's orange blossom and there's no orange blossom in Stella Pop. It just kept making me think of it. It's the same kind of sweetness, the same kind of sweet floral, but less floral, because there's a decent amount of like a very sheer caramel here. And it does smell like caramel and milk and cotton candy. There's also a decent amount of melon and blackcurrant kind of really shearing this out, so it's not thick at all. And I thought it was so fun. Like, I really enjoyed wearing this. I'm not sure I need like a big bottle. I don't know if I'll wear it enough. And I think part of the reason I was really enjoying it, and I was thinking maybe I should get like a full bottle, because I've only ever had this little baby mini, which I think actually is about a 10ml. But, or maybe it's a 5ml, I can't remember, and I can't read the bottom because it's too small. But anyway, I was thinking to myself, actually, if in the dry down it's starting to make me think in any even slightly tangential way about Stella Pop, I can just wear Stella Pop because I love Stella Pop. So this is a sensible size for me to keep because I can just wear this occasionally and I don't need a big bottle. But I have ordered a couple of the other really sweet Boum perfumes that I gave away the miniatures of, just to see how I feel about them. Again, they're so cheap, I just want to see if I like them, because I really want a nice sweet red apple perfume, and they've got one called Pomme d'Amour or whatever it is, and I really like the sound of their one that was compared to Pink Sugar but with a gingerbread note. I can't even remember what that one's called, but I have ordered it from eBay. Because now I like Pink Sugar. I like the idea of having one with a gingerbread note because, yes please, Christmassy. Anyway, so yeah, I think this one's really nice. And I think if you like kind of sheer sweet candy perfumes, then I think Candyland is like such a lovely perfume. Super, super fun. You can get it for really inexpensive. Like I said, if you look on the Tino, they've got it for well under a tenner for 100ml. So yeah, pretty happy about that. And I think it's called, is it called Sweet Lollipop? I think it might be called Sweet Lollipop, but anyway, when these things actually arrive, I'll be able to tell you. Yeah, there it is. So Sweet Lollipop, I've ordered that one, and I've also ordered, I think one of their most popular ones is the Pomme d'Amour. This one, Vanille Sa Pomme, that one. So I've ordered that one as well to see how I get on with it, because I can be very fussy, but Praline and Red Apple, I want to try it again. So yeah, I have ordered some absolute cheapies. Now, I've been talking for ages, but let's finish with this. This month is going to be bargain month, basically. So I'm doing Frugal January again. So all of my videos will be about extremely affordable perfumes. Like most of the things I think I've got lined up are like literally cheapies. So we can all be a little bit skint this month together, because honestly Christmas this year was really expensive. December in general was so expensive, and it felt like it went on for ages. And then this month we've got 5 weekends in January, so I'm not going to get paid for so long that I know I'm going to have to be a bit sensible this month. Saying that, I've obviously ordered some perfumes already, but I've only ordered cheapies. So That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are all having a nice start to the new year. I feel like 2026 is going to be a good one, but who even knows? I mean, we're living in a very strange world. We just started watching Pluribus, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I doing to myself at this point in the new year? Let me know if you've got any of these, if you've worn any of these, if you love or dislike any of these. Let me know what you wore for New Year. I really want to know. We just tend to stay in and we play games and we watch movies and, and we drink Sambuca while we're playing our own versions of Top Trumps, where we do really weird things like who would win in a fight. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye, my loves.